Hey there. Hi. This is Jodi. Welcome. Welcome to this public subscriber video. Thanks so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And today you're going to be hearing about ethics, boundaries, not too much on laws and regulations today, but lots of definitions. The whole full class is an hour and 15 minutes. You're going to get about 30 minutes of it. I know you'll enjoy it, but I wanted to take a moment and personally invite you to join me in the Patreon community. We are building a community of massage school grads who are serious about passing the MBLEx. For 20 bucks a month, 49 bucks a month, depending on what you pick, 99 bucks a month, you can become a member of the community. And what that means is that you get an invitation to these live classes. Yeah, you can attend them yourself. Yeah. And you get access to all the classes that we've done, all the recordings. Yes. So take a peek at the Patreon community. I am putting the link in the description, and I look forward to communicating with you there, getting you started on your successful journey to passing the MBLEx. All right, enjoy the class, and we'll catch up soon. All right. Those types of things. All right, so let's get into the very first part of class. And for those of you who are new, wanted to remind you that class goes down in 3 rounds. First round is a test taking strategy. So I'm going to give you some strategy this afternoon. Then we go into our learning. And then in the third part of class, we dissect questions. And each part is important. So let's start with our test taking strategy. And the concept I want to introduce you to today is the importance of doing meaningful homework. Thank you to Ann Williams, who is an amazing massage educator and continuing ed person, Ann Williams. She introduced me to the concept of meaningful homework. And it is what it sounds like. Basically, when you sit down to do your homework, to study, let's make sure it's a meaningful session, shall we? I know you guys have like stacks of books, right? Stacks of books, stacks of notebooks. You found all your stuff from school. Yay, good. I'm glad. That's awesome. And I want you to have the ability to focus, the ability to make progress with each study session, to feel like you're making progress. And I want to give a shout out to Tara. Tara has made this even easier because she has put together the 12-week study program. Yup, 12-week study program. This week is ethics. So today kicks off a whole week of ethics. So if you're a $49 member with us, you have an ethics lecture in your online learning center. You have an ethics quiz in your online learning center. And you've got all your personal resources for ethics. Yeah. So we're taking a deep dive into ethics this week. And in that 12-week study guide, it also gives you a schedule where you could take up to 2 practice exams per week. I know. 2 practice exams. Yikers, huh? Yeah. Hey, it's the time. You know, let's get moving with it. And let's just see where you're at. And I know sometimes like you take it personally. I've talked to you. I've tutored with you. I've answered your direct messages. I know when you score a 60 or a 55 on the practice exam, you're like, "Oh my God." That's okay. It's great information. Look, you got 5 out of 10 right. That's good. You're not supposed to be perfect yet. And guess what? You're not going to be perfect. And for some of you, I know that you wrestle with, perfectionism and making sure you can dot every I, cross every T, understand every question. But guess what? When you go to sit for your MBLEx, There are going to be questions you have never heard of. There are going to be answers that you say, what the actual is that? So we prepare now for that. We prepare your emotional body for that now, for that roller coaster. I just talked to somebody who passed the MBLEx. You'll be seeing her congratulations announcement soon. And she said, Jodi, you could have told me I got every question wrong. I would have believed you. I took educated guesses. I know. It's so crazy. So crazy. But that's the dance we get to do. There's a little bit of uncertainty as we take the test. So that's okay. Practice with the practice exams. Feel all the feels. Yeah. And make that 12-week study guide your guide, your framework for doing meaningful homework. And that's the piece of test taking strategy that I wanted to share with you today is when you sit down to study, make progress, make it meaningful, learn at least one new thing. I'll mention one last thing about meaningful homework. The environment matters. It does. I would love to tell you that you can study in the midst of chaos, and maybe you're one of the few who can. I happen to be somebody who I can't listen to music when I study. I know friends who like they're studying and they got music playing or whatever. Man, I gotta like, it's gotta be quiet. So just know your environment. Know the environment that you do best in. And many times I love the library. I love, love, love. We are so lucky to have libraries in the United States and in Canada. We are so lucky. And wherever there are libraries, of course. Um, and if that works for you, if you have a library close to you, consider going to the library for one of your study sessions. Consider going to the library and using their computer to take your practice exam. Angie says she's got study music. It's very chill. I love it. Good. And you know what? Studies have shown that classical music actually helps to rewire your brain patterns, synapses. So, you know, whatever works for you, but be intentional. I love the idea of maybe turning on study music to like to symbolize that you've started to study. Yeah. So environment is important too. Um, oh, good. Lana says she uses the free study rooms. I know libraries are awesome. They're just yeah. Everybody in there, just the vibe of a library is really helpful to me for what I'm trying to accomplish while I'm there. So that is your test taking strategy for today. And now we get to do some learning. Ready to learn? Ready to review. I know you've learned a lot of this before. Here we are, ready to tackle the subject of ethics, boundaries, laws, and regulations. This will be someplace between 15 and 16 questions on your test. Yeah, this particular section of the test. But that's the classic definition of a client-centered session, understanding the client's goals and helping them achieve them through the vehicle of massage therapy. Let's talk about power differential. All right. So how do we balance the power differential? Well, first let's talk about what it is. We first learn about power differentials in school because as kids, we were told, respect your elders, respect your teachers. The teacher is older, wiser, and it's a respectful thing. However, teachers are also a symbol of an authority figure. And we have many of these in our lives, right? As the teacher is the authority of the classroom, We are expected to do what they say. Now, as adults, I want you to think about, have you ever been pulled over by the police? Another example of a power differential. That policeman walks up to the car, license and registration, please. They have the authority, right? They're the ones who are in control. We are going to show respect. Now, there are examples of imbalances in the power differential, whether it be teachers or policemen. But when we come back to being a licensed massage therapist, massage therapists actually have a power differential in the treatment room. They're perceived to have this authority. We do. People take off all their clothes and crawl under a sheet, and then we touch them professionally and ethically. We have control over the treatment room. We have a lot more knowledge normally than our clients about pain, about the body. And because of that, there's a perceived power differential. So as a massage therapist, we look to balance that. We're not giving away our power, but we're empowering the client to have a voice. Here's what I mean. We can ask the client questions and then listen carefully. This is a way the client feels heard. They feel seen. They feel acknowledged. This balances the power differential. The reason we want to do this is because, again, we want to empower our clients to be a part of this process, to share their goals, to participate in their healing process. Another way, another example of empowering a client is you could ask them, hey, do you have a preference on oil or cream? How about where are we going to focus this session on today? What type of music do you like? We're involving them, which helps to balance that power differential. And then once on the massage table, again, we can check in during the session with closed-ended questions. Would you like more pressure, less pressure, or is this about right? I love that question. It's like my favorite in the treatment room. Would you like more pressure, less pressure, or is this about right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you experiencing this pressure? Your client gives you a response. That gives them a voice in the treatment room. Are you a comfortable temperature? It's one of the very first things I ask my clients. Hopefully you can adjust the temperature. When there's a healthy power differential, clients feel like they've got a role that is going to help to design a session that's going to meet their needs. They're also going to have a voice. They're going to have a voice to tell you if something's uncomfortable. And as it says on the slide, when that power differential is imbalanced, the client is actually just turning over all of the responsibility of their healing to the therapist. That's not the environment we want to create. Also, they won't speak up if something's uncomfortable. So just watch for that. That's a long explanation of the power differential, but I want to empower you as massage therapists to balance that in the treatment room, to stay in control, have healthy boundaries, but also understand that you're empowering that client to play an active role in planning the sessions and in their healing journey. All right. We've got a few more definitions to go through that could be on your MBLEx. Informed consent. This is that lovely health intake sheet that you'll be handing all of your clients before you get started, where they sign off and it's okay for them to get a massage, that there's no contraindications that they know of. If you need an example of a health intake sheet for your own practice, feel free to reach out. I have several and can give you resources so that you can edit it and make it your own. But this informed consent, when you see it on the MBLEx, this can be two forms, verbal and written. So we're talking about written. They fill out their health intake form. Sometimes your health intake form will say, where are the regions of the body that you say it's cool to work, that you are okay with working. That's written. Once getting into the massage, you may be led into regions of the body you didn't discuss. For example, the gluteal region. We need to have verbal consent to work the glutes. This is an example of that power differential, right? Yeah. So if you're not talking to your client, then they're not going to tell you if it's too much pressure or it's uncomfortable. So we use verbal consent to say, hey, and I through the blanket, through the sheet, I do a little compression on the glute. First of all, I look for body language. Do they stiffen up as soon as I touch their hip? That tells me, oh, hey, they weren't expecting that. So, and then I say, is it okay to work in this region? And I'm just touching like around the top of the iliac crest, where the glutes would start. If they are not comfortable, they will say, no, I'm okay. And I will repeat back, reflectively listening. I will repeat back. So reflective listening is just repeating back what I heard. I reflectively listen and say, okay, so what I think you said was that you'd rather not get work here. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks for letting me know. We move on to a different area. Or you might hear, oh, yes. Is it okay? Again, soft compression on the iliac crest, SI joint. Is it okay for me to work in this area? Oh, please do. I was hoping you would. Great. Get right to it. Find that sciatic notch. Get in there. But that's informed consent, written and verbal. All Woo! Right. A few threw extra slides in there today. You doing okay? Let's do a body check. Maybe roll the shoulders. If you got to get back to work, do your thing. This recording will be posted in the Patreon account later this afternoon. And how you feeling? So we've been going for we've been going a little over an hour 15. Yeah. So do a body check because, we have to be prepared for test taking stamina. Yeah. 2 hours. All right, let's get to it though. We're not doing 2 hours today. We have 5 questions. First question. The range of activities that can legally be performed within a particular health occupation. Oh, I'm going to give you just a little bit of direction here before we answer this question. we're going to read the question. I'm going to go through the answers. If you know the answer, you can put it in the chat. And we see people chatting. Chat. Here's the chat. Here's the chat box. Good. Put your answer in the chat, but don't send it until I say go. Okay? We have people with English as a second language. We have visually impaired people. We have different styles of learners. We have me. So this is not a race to who can answer first. So just cool your jets, work through the question with me. When I say go, then you can hit enter and put your answer in the chat box. Okay? This gives everybody a chance to dissect, to really understand the question and all the answers. All right. So you can put your answer in the chat, but don't hit enter until I say go. Thanks. A, standards of practice. B, policies and procedures. C, standard of care. D, scope of practice. The range of activities that can legally be performed within a particular health occupation is called what? I like to eliminate one wrong answer. What do we know it's not going to be? Let's get rid of letter B. It's not policies and procedures. The range of activities that can legally be performed within a particular health occupation is called what? Go ahead and put your answers in the chat. I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you so much for playing this game with me. Let's see. All right, we're going to go on here. Amanda nailed it. Good, Lily. Excellent. Brienne got it. Good. Ms. V, yep. Diane got it. Meg got it. Jessica got it. Greta. Ooh, Greta, yep. Ooh. Rachel, good. Brenda, yay. Camelta, yay. Good. Best answer. Scope of practice. There were a few people who were thinking in a different direction. The range of activities is the scope. The benchmark for those activities is the standard. Next question. 2 free tickets to the ball game, and you feel this strong urge to ask her if she likes baseball. This is an example of what? A female client reminds you of your favorite aunt. You always went to the ball games with your aunt. You have 2 free tickets to the ball game, and you feel this really strong urge to ask her if she likes baseball. This is an example of what? A, boundary crossing. B, boundary violation. C, countertransference. D, transference. Now, a female client reminds you of your favorite aunt, and you're feeling a strong urge to go to the. Let's get rid of one wrong answer. It's not a boundary violation because you haven't done anything yet, right? Exactly. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, it'd be very interesting to see what we get here. Oh, you guys got it. Jessica, yes. Rachel, yes. Amanda, good. Diane nailed it. Lily, yeah. Greta, good. Paris, Meg. Leek, yeah. Petithia, yes. Brenda, yes. Miss V, got it. Brienne, yes. Good. Good, good, good. Best answer? Countertransference. You, as the therapist, are feeling the strong urge. Good. Excellent. Next question. Last question. Yes. Nice work. Woo woo. We're at the finish line. Yeah. That was quite the ride, wasn't it? Excellent work today. Very good. So now you've had a thorough review of at least part of ethics, boundaries, laws, and regulations. You can review this video over and over again. Um, and we have other videos in the Patreon community. All you have to do is type in the search box on my home page, on the MBLEx Review homepage, type in ethics, and you'll get all sorts of former classes on this. I'm going to wrap up this recording by thanking you for the time and effort that you put in to prepare for this exam. Thank you so much. I look forward to connecting with you in our community through direct message. I look forward to celebrating with you when you pass the MBLEx. I'm going to hang out with these guys here, answer some questions, and I look forward to seeing y'all again soon. See you again next week.